My name's Destenie, and you're going global. I am originally from Cabot County, Maryland, and I'm a double major in electrical engineering and applied math. I'm a senior now, can't wait to graduate in May. I went to Malawi, Africa, and I was there for 4 weeks in June, and I was volunteering in the primary schools teaching math and sewing. So I would go into the schools and just teach a couple of classes. I taught sorting, and I also taught hand sewing of reusable feminine pads. We made Destenie pads, which were supposed to keep girls in school longer because a lot of girls will miss school during their periods because they don't have disposable pads like we do in the US. Can you imagine missing school 3 to 5 days a week every month? I also taught math in the primary schools. We were implementing the Pathmatics runway. So what we did was we had painters come to the school grounds and paint this long 10-foot by 70-foot runway. It's big, it's colorful, kids can run on it. Originally, I was very nervous about going abroad, but my teacher, Dr. Smith, and another teacher who I'm really close with, Dr. Barber, gave me a packet and they were like, here, just read it and you'll see it's not as bad as you think. So the more I read the packet, the more I was, intrigued about going to Africa. And when I was younger, my mom told me that before you have kids and a family and a husband, you need to go to the motherland, because I've always wanted to go, but I never did. And it was one of the best decisions I ever made. I got a little homesick towards the end. I was kind of ready to get home, be back with my mom, but while I was there, people made me feel like I was at home. And the homesickness, I never was crying or anything. I just missed being able to call my mom or to FaceTime with my mom. And I think if my mom was a little bit better with technology, then I probably wouldn't have been homesick, because then she would have actually Skyped me back. I know a big stereotype is that everybody thinks that, when you go to Africa, you're going to live in a village. And I went to some more remote parts of Malawi. I got to see how resourceful people are, and, they don't ask for anything. I got to just, see their road infrastructure, which actually affected me because I want to now go into power grid infrastructure in developing nations. So I really want to help enhance power grids overseas. In developing nations, why are they considered developing? And education is the way to change that. If more people were able to study longer, if they didn't have to get all their homework done before dark, if they were able to, keep the lights on, stay in school longer, do after-school programs like we do, then I feel like they wouldn't be developing. It would all just be a nation. It wouldn't no longer be a third world country. For fun, my friends and I would go down to the local markets and talk to vendors. A couple of them were teaching me Chichewa, which is always fun, trying to learn, just different words. And our friend Sammy, who was kind of like our guide, taught us how to play bow, which is like Mancala. If you've ever played that, but it's much more fast-paced, a lot more rules, a lot more complicated. So it was a lot of fun, and I would play with the Virginia Tech girls or the Radford girls. I think that what I learned most about myself was that I am braver than I thought I was, because I didn't want to go abroad at first. I was very nervous about going away from my family, not being able to drive home, and just other stuff like that. But when I'm there, the world is not as big as you think it is, and people are more alike than you can ever imagine. I mean, when I first heard about the trip to Africa, before I researched it, I thought I was going to be staying in a village and having to use the bathroom in a bush or something like that. And then I get there and everybody was so nice and everybody cared about the world. Like in America, sometimes we get a little detached from world news because everything's over on the Western Hemisphere, and everything's in Europe or Africa. Next year I plan to go to Ireland and study at Queen's University of Belfast, and I'm going to get a master's degree in Leadership Studies for Sustainable Development under the Mitchell Scholars Program. And I recently got accepted to the PhD program for Industrial Engineering at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. So I will be going to become a doctor. I'm really excited about that. Study abroad has prepared me for my future career goals because it really showed me that I want to work in power systems. Before I was a little lost and I didn't exactly know what I wanted to do, but seeing the need for power grid infrastructure in Malawi kind of helped guide me into a career that works with developing nations to enhance power grids. I would like to leave people with a quote, and it says that the goal in life is to not make your presence known, but to make sure your absence is felt. And so whatever you do, just make sure that you're doing what you love and that it will help people. So when you leave, you've taught people how to do something that they know how to use. You don't want to go abroad and be like, okay, here's this new technology device and here's how to use it. But if that device breaks, they have no idea how to fix it, how to make a new one, and they're dependent on you to come back.